Hi, this is Swati Prakash, author of this book, Shamelessly Arguing with Vegans, in which I have debunked over 150 arguments that are myths against veganism that have been carried over from centuries unnecessarily to exploit, abuse, and enslave more than 80 billion land animals and more than 3 trillion fish per annum who are killed just for food alone. Imagine the implications of this to our planet. Earth, our planet is dying because of this. All our trees are being cut more than 10 billion per annum due to this industry. And forests are being raised, rainforests at the rate of one football field per second. So we won't have the lungs of Earth to absorb away the carbon dioxide. We'll have more methane, more nitrous oxides, and more carbon, causing climate change and end of the world, as well as severe land shortage, pollution, germs, water shortage, and food grain shortage that causes poverty and makes people sick with cancers and heart diseases now. These are the reasons United Nations and all major universities such as Oxford have said that veganism is the best way to save the planet and the only way to be. And I hope you agree with me. In case you do not, please continue watching and I'll explain more things. First, a positive message for the day. After all this negative imagery, hope is still there. There is hope because this rainbow signifies the plethora, the spectrum of opportunities available to us to create a vegan world as soon as possible. Immediately, we all must start waking up. Not just that, wake people around you up. Go and spread the message to your family members, your neighbor. Every person you convert into veganism is the planet's future being sustained. And every time you don't do that, now this is the messages from the oracles of the fairy card. Imagine one fairy dies every time you don't believe. So every time you say no to veganism, this planet dies, its spirit dies. And fairies are spirits of earth, spirits of nature, spirits of land, spirits of water, spirits of air, and spirits of earth. Why are we killing our inner spirit? The spirit of each and every one of us is to enjoy the beauty of nature, lush green earth, trees, wind, water, sea. Don't you love all of this? And if you do, please go vegan. Now, what are the arguments that are preventing some people from going vegan? Let me take the argument for the day. Oh, the argument is 132. How can I live without meat? Or sometimes people say, how could I live without dairy? How could I live without yogurt or custard or cheese? Oh, I can't live without it, they say. Well, all your life, yes, you have lived with horrible things, with destructive, violent activities, such as animal farming, that harm these animals, that harm your health, that harm the planet. There is no way we can live with it. Our planet cannot live with it. But you say, how can I live without it? Imagine now if somebody was making a big deal about not eating parsnips, cabbage, or black-eyed beans. One of these items or two of these items for 40 years, they say, oh my God, I can't eat this for so many years. So you're not going to die because of that. In fact, you will live, you will be fine because there are so many vegetables and fruits under the sun and moon. There's so many grains, so many nuts. How can you say that you can't live without something? But this meat, eggs, and dairy, for that, there is no excuse. You have to live without all of them. Why? Because these things are graphic violence. They are rape, exploitation, murder, torture of sensitive beings for the rest of their lives. You can and you should live without it. You should demand a world without this. So imagine someone complaining that they can't live without these horrific atrocities, that they can't live without violence. This time it is not stupid, it is simply evil to complain. Yeah, because vegetables are a totally different matter. If you don't have one, you can have another. And that is called personal choice. You can choose. It's up to you to decide which vegetables you want to have, which ones you don't. You can have something else. Iron is found in so many others. If you don't want one, substitute it for the other. But meat, eggs, dairy, and all these horrific animal products, we don't need. We are frugivore from apes. We cannot live with meat, eggs, and dairy. Our stomach can't take it. Our digestive tract is not capable of digesting it. It's too long as compared to carnivores and omnivores. Our teeth are different, our body type is different, and our heart is different. Our heart is one that is full of love and compassion, and we don't want to harm ourselves, our children, with toxic substances that kill them. Every time you give meat, eggs, or dairy to your children, you're harming them for life. You're harming yourself and abusing yourself and your family members if you force this upon them. If you're not educating others, then also you're harming them. Please educate your next door neighbor today. Please educate anyone and everyone you care about. So I hope you download this book from earthhealingnetwork.com and share it widely.